Hello. Let's talk about chronic pain, that unwelcome visitor in your life that refuses to leave, and how you're better managing it. And are you utilizing the power of salt in your life to better manage chronic pain? Now, I'm not necessarily talking about the table salt. This is an important mineral that we need, and also, especially if you're in the West, like I am, I live in Utah, we need to moderate our sodium intake. I am talking about the different types of salt that you can use, especially if you are one of the lucky people, wherever you are, that lives near a natural mineral pool, those hot mineral springs. And if you aren't soaking in those on a regular basis, why? They are so delightful and nourishing, and they are so dynamic in helping your body to better manage all of those creaks and aches and pains that we feel, especially if you are an adult like myself who is managing multiple chronic conditions. No matter your age, no matter your abilities, the mineral pool soaks are phenomenal. If you aren't near those pools, if the thought of soaking out in public is something that maybe you're not able to do, maybe you're not comfortable to do that, a couple of the salts that I showed in the thumbnail and the one that I was holding initially, magnesium flakes. The magnesium flakes that I purchase, I actually use, now you can soak in these. I tend to dissolve these in water, and then I put it in a spray bottle. So for the everyday muscle aches and pains that I feel, perhaps it's just after a workout. Since I have arthritis, I also have artificial joints, I actually will spray this on clean skin after the shower. And if you have a hard time for those backs, you can just lean forward and spray it on your back, on your hips, on your calves. If you are a person who gets a muscle cramp like a Charlie horse, you can spray this on your calves, and that will alleviate that pain. Now, if you don't know me, I'm a health educator. My name is Tiffany Anderson. I am also an alternative healthcare provider, though I am not a clinician. These are tips that have worked for me and that have been suggested to me by my healthcare providers. These are the magnesium flakes that I purchased. You can get these anywhere. I get these on Amazon. And when it dissolves in the water, it doesn't clog up the spray bottle at all. And a little goes a long way, and the feeling of it, because it is a salt water, it will feel a little spicy on your skin. Certainly don't spray this on broken skin at all. And remember that your skin is one of the largest organs of our body. It's an organ of elimination, and it's also an organ that can absorb all sorts of things. Think about the medical patches that you may be using, or that you know that people that you love are using for any type of medical condition. That's why soaking in a mineral pool or placing a topical like this can be effective. And yes, it does get into your bloodstream. It is impactful for your muscles, for your cells. And I find this to be really an inexpensive, non-intrusive, and helpful way for me to better manage the everyday aches and pains. I tend to use this every day, and I keep it nearby at the tub, so that way, throughout the day, if I want to spray a little bit extra on, it's easy to apply that. And for upper shoulders, that upper trapezius achy stuff, it's as simple as that. That's the easy peasy way to apply this. Now, the other one that I showed is Epsom salts. They're very similar. Epsom salts, now there's a number of ways that you can use these. You can ingest them, though I would be very careful with that and speak to your doctor about that. It's even on the package directions about the different ways that you can use Epsom salts. Again, I purchased mine on Amazon. You can get these at any drugstore, grocery store. They're so inexpensive. I have a basin that I use for a foot soak, and that's a really great way to get the mineral into your bloodstream if getting in and out of the tub is challenging for you. I also like to soak in them, especially when I'm traveling and I have access to a deep soaking tub at a hotel where the hot water heaters are a lot larger than the one I have in my historic home. Soaking in Epsom salts has been one of the most beneficial things that I have experienced for the aches and pains that I feel with dual hip replacement. And whenever I have access to a mineral pool in nature, I go as often as I can. My favorite space is Glenwood Springs, Colorado. That is a miraculous place. I also like Lava Hot Springs. There are a number nearby me in Utah, though in the winter, because I get extra creaky with all of the metal in my body, I tend to be more of a stick at home as much as I travel and I work in the field. Anytime that I could just soak in the privacy of my own home is much more comfortable to me. These are just a few ideas of ways that you can manage pain in a less intrusive way with less pills, less prescriptions, and none of those negative side effects that sometimes the pills can offer. Now, is this a substitute? That's for you and your doctor to decide, mainly you, because you know your body better than anyone, and you know what works and what doesn't work. I avoid prescription and over-the-counter pills for pain as much as possible. This is one of my favorite, not the favorite. I've talked about the favorite before, and I'll touch on that in another video. Check out my website, andersontherapeutics.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was useful, interesting. I have all sorts of free tips at my website, and check out some of my other videos. This is part of my 3 key concepts to better manage my own health. I soothe, I nourish, and I rest. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.